Perfect. Okay. So thank you for joining this live call here. Uh, the call here is meant to share with you and start a challenge on how to improve our focus by improving our self-care. And I've created a presentation here that I'm going to share my screen and show you. So like this, we have a visual aid on how to do it. It's not this one. No, this one is good. And 1 minute. This one. Mm, where is it?
There's a green button, I think. Share screen.
Yeah. But it's asking me to get this. Do you see it well here?
Yeah, it's showing now. Improve your focus.
So improve your focus by improving your self-care. This is what I notice in my life is that the more we are connected with ourselves, the better we are, the more powerful we become. So the table content for today is that we're gonna start by sharing about the tracking tool I'm using, then a few words about myself, what I believe is forcing focus, which is the path that is not allowing us to be very performing, and what is I believe to be allowing focus. Then I'm going to talk about the challenge of the month, then my program Harmony, there's going to be Q&A, and then there's going to be a hypnosis to strengthen the focus of everyone. So let's get started. But before we start, I'd like you to put in the chat, how do you feel about your focus? If you feel very satisfied, like you have like a super focus, you're like a NASA pilot and you can focus in space or whatever happening, you can put a 10. If you feel like very poor focus, like a goldfish, put a 1. And in between that is whatever you feel like. So take a moment to just make sure of what you believe is your level of focus. 3, okay. We're gonna improve that by the end of this call.
Mother
And
goldfish.
clearly, this call will help you improve your focus, but what's going to really improve your focus is to have a dedication on a weekly basis, on a daily basis. And that's why I am here sharing with you this tracking tool that you can get for free. If you ask me, it's a Google Sheet that I've transformed with different columns, as you can see on top, and I'm adding colors. So I'm typing everything that I'm doing, the moment I'm waking up, how I sleep, how much of meditation I do. And I put colors in order to get it from 1 month to the other. The colors that you can see here are the colors for the previous months. Like so, I can change the level of difficulty I have every month. So for example, what is green is like best done. Red is not good, is like the worst, and yellow is in between. So for example, if I'm for 1 month, I'm meditating 30 minutes every day, and the next month I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be meditating 40 minutes every day. I will change the colors. So 30 minutes would be green for the first month. The second month, 30 minutes would be yellow because it would not be the best. And like this, with this color coding thing, you can improve yourself and you can have a very playful way of tracking yourself and realizing that, hey, this month I've been doing better in that thing. And just having that, just having the clarity of what you're doing on a daily basis, that's so powerful into helping you knowing what are the things that you can do. Having different columns, different categories of life. On this one that I'm showing on the screen, I've deleted most of them so you could see the whole thing. But that allows you to see if your diet, if your sleep, if whatever action you're doing are helping you into supporting whatever results you want to have. And me, frankly, I've been using it for like a few months, and already in a few weeks, I've seen changes. But every month, I'm like improving the way, and I'm realizing that having one single focus or two focus to improve every month allows me to just get a new habit and just implement it. And I really feel that I have so much more control over my life, and I have so much more satisfaction of what I'm doing. And at each week, I have here breakdown of what went well, what went wrong. And so every week I know how I can improve the next week, and then I can improve the next month. So if you want to get a free copy to get more control over your life, just get in the chat. I'm going to put the link there. So now, who is Asha? So Asha obviously is me. And my hair has changed since that picture, but the the happiness and the drive that I feel has not. That is something that always moves. And what I want to say is that before in my life, I used to take a lot of drugs and I wanted to party as much as I can. I wanted to grow my business. I wanted to make art, spend time with my friends, and do a lot of sport. And now I still want to party as much as I can. I still want to grow my business. I still want to make art, and I still want to spend time with my friends and do a lot of sport. So you will be like asking yourself, what has changed? Well, what has changed is not my dreams, is not my goals, but it's the way I'm going for them. Because before I used to wake up and take some cocaine. Now I wake up and I do 1 hour of meditation. I used to go to sleep at 5 in the morning. Now I wake up at 5 in the morning. I used to use weed to calm down and to have access to my subconscious. Now I'm using hypnosis. I used to play a lot of video games to have fun. Now I'm going on adventure in any ways I can. And I was doing a lot of sport, but I was not doing any stretching. So now I've added yoga. So the big difference in my life is that rather than pushing myself to my extreme, using drugs, using whatever is available to just like feel limitless, I realized that this feeling of limitless, that the capacity that I have to be stronger are within me, which is allowing me to feel so much better myself because I have more control over my life rather than being controlled by drugs, by money, or by whatever things that are outside of me. Whatever I need, I source it within myself. And sometimes, yeah, it happens that I'm having some coffee in the morning because I'm tired or whatever. But actually, this month in my challenge, I decided to end any substances that would create inflammation in my stomach. So this month, I'm going to stop having gluten and stop having coffee and sugar so I can even more control myself and use my natural abilities. So for 10 years, I've been taking a lot of drugs. And one day I woke up and I took a line of cocaine like every morning and started crying because my body could not take it anymore. And that was the day where my life changed for the best. And I learned how to observe myself and learn what I can do that is really helpful and what I'm doing that is not helpful. And that's why I really love having this tracker because it allows me to have some honesty on my life and have a clear view of what I'm doing. And you can do it, dude. That is the best thing, is that anyone can do it, because if you have a brain and if you have a body and if you are a human and watching this, actually, if you're watching this, you're probably a human, maybe AI. Uh, I don't know if AI can do it, but AI can do a lot. But you, if you're a human, you can do it too, because it doesn't take much to change your life. It just takes the decision to do it and then the dedication to do it every day. One thing that I've learned is that it's not hard to go for a run one day. What is hard is to go for a run every day of the week. So now I want to talk about what is forcing focus in my point of view, and it can be different for everybody. What forcing focus is something that is pushing you to your boundaries and getting you to burn out, getting you to be tired, getting you to be feeling unfulfilled. One of the sign of being forcing focus is being unbalanced, is that you need something to get something else. You cannot source it from within. So for example, coffee every morning, it's a great thing. I love coffee. It has a great taste, and I've done a lot of things doing coffee. I used to go into a coffee shop when I was living in Bali. There was a surfer coffee shop. I would be going there every morning. I would be drinking my coffee. I would be making a lot of drawings. And I really enjoyed that moment where I would socialize with people. But today I realized that I was addicted to it. I was dependent on it. And I don't like being independent. I like to be independent and being able to say, hey, if I don't have access to it, I will still able to do it. And I don't know about you, but I've had moments in my life where you could not talk to me in the morning before my coffee. And that was the time where I would drink one coffee every hour. And at that time, if I didn't have coffee, you could not talk to me. And that is a sign that something is going wrong. Other ways that we are forcing focus onto ourselves is discipline over motivation. That's something I'm hearing a lot on social media, people saying you need to have more discipline than motivation. Well, I don't agree with that, even though I understand the idea. But let's think about it. The motivation is the reason why you started, and the discipline is how you're doing it. So, to give a simple example, you want to be the number one tennis player. Probably not, because I'm not coaching tennis players, but it's a very nice example. So, your motivation is to be the number one tennis player. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna have the discipline of doing tennis. Tennis is a discipline of sports. Like a disciple is following his master. A discipline is a series of rules that you're imposing to your life in order to reach a goal. The goal is the motivation. So you always need to remember what is the goal. And as Simon Sinek said, start with the why. The reason why we want to reach a goal is important. And I'm gonna go to another extreme. My why before was to make a lot of money, to party a lot, to be very impressive, to just go everywhere and people think that I would be like the most amazing person, which is still my goal. But I changed my why. My why is to do it with health. At the time, I didn't care to be healthy. So my discipline was to take cocaine, because cocaine was easier way to get to my goals. But today, as my why has changed, my motivation is to be healthy over being disciplined, over doing the thing every day. So my discipline today is to do my meditation, wake up at 5 in the morning when I feel good about it. If I wake up one morning and I'm so tired I cannot, I would not do it. I would just stay in my bed. Other things that create like forcing focus, like late nights, long periods of work, no fun, or working from stress. And that's also something that I've lived for a long time in my life. I would wake up in the morning and I would feel so stressed of like being maybe 1 hour more in the bed, that I would feel like I have to get out of bed and I have to do something, because if I'm not doing something, the day would be gone. And that was a huge problem in my life for like having rest days. I would just wake up and just be stressed about what I have to do or what I'm not doing. And I would force myself to work on some days, because I would just, that stress within myself would motivate me to do things, but I would not do anything really productive. While when I'm happy and I'm loving and I just want to bring beautiful things to people, that's where I feel I'm bringing results. So if you have any idea of what's bringing a forced focus in your life, you can also type it in the comments so we can just check it after, because we all have some little things that are pushing us to focus on, in a way. But focus doesn't mean being productive. It's like the being busy. The forcing focus is really being busy at doing something to get ourselves like calmer. Oh, I've done this, that's okay. I've taken my to-do list and now I can be chilling out. So allowing focus, that's a different way. That's the way of like connecting with your body and filling up your needs. To me, it's really doing things on natural energy. For example, right now, it's been a few days I didn't have coffee. I mean, last coffee was maybe like a week ago, and it was not even during the morning, it was just for a midday break and just for the taste of it. But generally, I wake up at 5 in the morning. I do 1 hour of meditation. I do 30 minutes of yoga. I do 1 hour of sport. And my first food is generally around 9 to 10 in the morning. So 5 hours after starting my day. And it's like a banana or something small just to fill up my stomach so I don't feel like the hunger. Which means that the first 5 hours of my day are on my natural energy. And I'm trying as much as I can to spend my whole day without having like sugar or things like that that will give me that rush of energy. Because when you have a rush in energy, it spikes and then it goes down. And the way I do is generally I'm trying to eat only around noon. and do intermittent fasting the rest of the time. So my body is used nonstop to get the energy within and not try to just always take energy from outside. Like this, my body is regulating and consuming energy in a more sufficient way. I don't need to store fat. I don't need to just store energy somewhere, because all the energy that is there is going to be used at the right moment. So meditation is also something that I believe very important in order to really get that focus, because it is the tool, it is a practice that's going to help anyone to really learn to be maintaining your attention onto something interesting or not interesting. When you learn how to meditate and just focusing on your breath, that's the moment you're learning on how to direct your attention. And I really want to recommend anyone who never tried meditation to at least try. And if you're doing meditation, to increase the amount of meditation you do, because when you're able to meditate for periods of 30 minutes or 1 hour on a regular basis, that really gives you kind of like a cushion for your emotion and for your thinking. When I meditate 1 hour every morning, I really see that the days feels like more stable, as if everything that would come to my life would just fall into a cushion before entering my system. And that is something that I really appreciate, because so many people will be taking your attention, so many videos or like things on social media, notification, whatever, will come to you and disturb you. But when you learn to focus like this, when you learn to focus just on your breath and have nothing that is maintaining your focus than just yourself on your breath, because it's easy to be focused on a task. It's easier to be focused on a video or whatever, because that thing is retaining your attention. But when you learn to put your attention to something, as we say, pay attention, that's when you learn to direct your focus. And that is super beautiful. Another thing that I think is very important to allow the focus to be strong is emotional regulation. In my experience, when people are distracted, when people find themselves scrolling on social media or doing something that is not helping them to move their task forwards, like, oh, I'm gonna check the little things in my to-do list, or I'm gonna clean this thing, or I'm gonna clean this folder, or I'm gonna send this message to people that have nothing to do. When we're doing things that are avoiding the task that we need to do in order to move forward, is because we have some emotions that are scaring us from that. We're just like, oh, I want to do it, but there is resistance. So to me, being distracted, I really like the idea that there's the part of this and traction, like the word traction that is removed, distraction, move, removing the traction. So that's what I really like about this word, is that you're not distracted because you don't have focus. You're distracted because something else needs your focus and you're not taking care of it. The same way as you would be walking and there would be a stone in your shoe, and you're walking and it's just like hurting and you don't want to walk anymore because every time you step on it, it just hurts you. So the best thing to do is to take a break, untie your shoes, remove the stone, and then start walking again. And that's why I believe that you should do at least every day or once a week some emotional regulation, which also can be incorporated into meditation, because when you do meditation, you're looking within and you're feeling all of these emotions. If you do that in the morning or in the evening, this will allow you to just treat all the emotions that have been happening during the day. Healthy schedules is also something important. We are humans and our bodies have been evolving for like 300,000 years. There's been humans for that long, and even before the human beings were being already pre-formed into the apes. So when we wake up in the morning and we go to sleep at night, there is a better hormonal regulation, which allows us to naturally feel awake, naturally go with the rhythm of the day. We are meant to be living with the rhythm of nature. So a healthy schedule to me is really observing the way the seasons are going and the way the sun is going up and down and going with this. Because today it's so easy to have lights everywhere and to use artificial lights to stay up all night. However, our brains and our eyes are not meant for that. We're having so much light that it's disturbing our hormonal balance. And when you have a healthy schedule, when you decide that at certain time you will stop using screens before going to sleep, your sleep's going to improve and you will wake up naturally very early. So clearly, as I was saying before, knowing why you want to do things is very important. If you want to prove to the world that you're the strongest person in the world, your why will create also a different discipline and a different schedule, because you will go and lift weights, but you know that you need to have times of rest. Knowing why you do it, for me, is the best motivation, is the best way to be focused. I want the world to be a better place, so I'm going to do my work. But if I'm making my life worse, I'm not making the world a better place. So knowing why you want to do things is also very important. And making time for you, because we humans, we have a lot of needs, not just the eating, sleeping, going to bathroom, or just like this. We have so many different needs. We need to be creative, we need to be social, we need to move our body. So making time for you, making sure that everything that you need, more than just the basic that we usually cover, are met, that's a way for you to focus more. Because as I was talking about emotional regulation, the things that you're not doing create imbalances. And so if you're not making time for yourself, you will have a lot of problems. And just here, because I'm talking a lot, I feel like sharing this testimonial from Hassani here, because he's a dear friend and we've worked together, and I will let him speak so I'm not the only one saying things here.
Hello, that's a short video from me, Hassani Hadid's recommend Ash's coaching. Really recommend the work that he does in his emotional stability and also coaching people for mental health and emotional wellness in general. The work that he does is really fine-tuned to support the individual in their journey towards growth. Asha has a zero bullshit approach to the work that he does, really ensuring results and that people actually get what they want. The way that he helped me was in terms of emotional stability, removing blocks, managing stress, and ensuring that I can get the very best out of my team. So really would highly recommend Ash's coaching, and you should book an appointment with him right now. Thank you, Hassan Hadi.
So that was a few words from Hassani. We've worked together on getting his first clients. He had a lot of stress, a lot of different limiting beliefs, and we realized that it was pretty easy for him to change his mind and to get to action. So that gets me to the free challenge of the month, which is very simple. What I want is for you to take one goal in self-care, whether it would be eating better, waking up earlier, or going to sleep earlier, or maybe having a better physical routine. Whatever you feel like, just pick one or maybe two goals and write them in the comment section, and make the goal for that this month you're gonna get more green tabs, as I use the Google Sheet, so you get to that goal. Because it's kind of very easy, you just need to set that goal. And we're doing this during the new moon, because the new moon is known to be the moment where you set an intention to release whatever would block you. And this challenge, what I want to invite you is to join me to do it. My challenge this month is to reduce the inflammation of my digestive system, because I realize that it is bringing me some stress. When I'm meditating, I feel that there is some burning sensation within myself. So I decided to make the test of removing gluten from my diet and also not drinking coffee, which I haven't been doing already. So it's a very achievable goal I want you to set. Don't set yourself the goal of oh, I'm going to do 1 hour of meditation because Asha is doing it, if you don't do meditation at all. Just maybe set yourself the goal of making 10 minutes of meditation every day and keep track of your progress there. That's why I'm sharing the tracking sheet, because when you're tracking your progress, even if you're not evolving, it gives you a sensation of knowing what you do and knowing where is the problem. I want to invite you to do this challenge with me and with others. I will create a group chat in my Facebook group so you can share your progress. And like this, we have support for others, because when we're doing things in group, we feel the momentum, we feel the success of others bringing us also towards our success. So if you're watching this video and you want to join the group, if you're not in my Facebook group, I will add you in the group and you can join the chat. Like this, you will be able to see yourself tracked, and with the group you will be able to ask questions to get support, because having support from other people is very important. We are social beings, and as social beings we want to go somewhere with other people, because we know since birth that we're not able to survive on our own. The first few years of your life, you only been able to scream and cry for asking for help, which really showed you that you're vulnerable without others. And that's why having a group to support you is a very important way to get further to the next step. This will allow you to change, to notice the change happen by itself throughout the days, because as you're going and you're giving yourself 15 days to 1 month in order to achieve a goal, it's way easier, especially if it's a small goal like increasing the amount of time you're meditating or having a better diet. And in 2 weeks, for the full moon, there's going to be another group call where we will be seeing where we are. And this challenge might probably end there if everybody is happy. If not, we will see what is needed for everybody. But so far, I really want you to get yourself the idea that starting with a small goal is a good thing, knowing that by starting with a small goal, by getting control of a small thing, you will get confidence to go further. The same way as when I started, because before, when I was a drug addict, I didn't have the confidence I could achieve things, even though I was doing a lot of things, but I didn't have the clarity. And one of the first things I started doing was to make my bed every day, which I'm not doing every day now, because for a long time I had people doing it for me. But one of the first things I started doing was making my bed every morning, because that showed me that I can do one simple thing. If I can do one simple thing, I can do something way bigger. And that led me to showing you the testimonial for Ling, with whom I worked. Also, I've hypnotized her a few times to just create her a better mindset. And she achieved goals that she didn't believe she could achieve in her life.
Hi, this is Lynn. I'm a wealth and intimacy coach. And being a coach on these areas doesn't mean that I have less struggle than others. It's often the opposite. And Asha has really helped me by his hypnotherapy session get deeper into my subconscious and find out the obstacles and really transform it in a matter of a few sessions. And thanks to him, I made two major miracles in wealth and intimacy. So first, when I was broke and in a huge debt, I wanted to attract $400,000 in a matter of 1 month, which usually would take years for me to accumulate. And then thanks to his sessions, I really did it in 1 month. And then the second one was in relationships. I've been struggling in relationships for years, but then thanks to him, I attracted a relationship I want also in a matter of 1 month. So really want to make a big breakthrough, go to Asha. That's absolutely worth it.
So here I'm offering you to start a very small goal, but let yourself open that when you start to do something that felt impossible before, you're opening yourself to do something that might be even bigger afterwards. So how to do the challenge? It's very simple. You just type a self-care goal in the chat, get the Google Sheet and set it up, and join the Facebook chat. You will have a follow-up call on the full moon, and everything is for free. For 2 weeks, we'll be chatting, and we'll be supporting each other in the group chat in order to just really see the following. And that's as simple as that. Incremental changes are the best, because it gives you momentum and it gives you the desire to do more. And the more you will create small changes, the more you will want to challenge yourself to do bigger things. Bigger things might happen, maybe not. Sometimes it depends on really how you believe in yourself. But what is very important is when you have a group that is supporting you, you really want to show that you're able to do things. So I want to say a few words about my Harmony program. This is there to increase your performance, reduce your stress, and live from a place of fulfillment. Because I believe that entrepreneurs are here to create a legacy in the world, to change the world. It's a political act to be an entrepreneur. It's not just there to work, but it's also to enjoy life and to have a good time to share with others. There are different ways we can work together. The most simple way is the lift off. It's too cold, it's 1 week. We work for 1 week to really see if you can just start the machine and get yourself to have rituals and routines that will help you to go further. There is a 3-month package that we can do with weekly calls and accountability. And there is the Harmony group coaching. It's 6 to 12 months. It's 2 calls a month. That's for people who are already moving by themselves and just want to be part of a group. And then there's tailored support. That's when you really have big problems and you want to have something special. We can have a call and talk about how you want to have tailored support. And you can have a free setup call with me and jump into one of the programs that you want whenever you're ready. So now, do you have any questions here about what we've been talking about so far?
I'm the only one here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, I'm getting a lot of help from that, because I think that's one of my biggest challenge right now, is to gain back my focus, because being in a different environment from Dubai, going to the Philippines actually is making me hard to like adjust again. And because I was like, I'm adjusting between having intimate time with my family and focusing on what I really want to do, and uh, them knowing that I'm here and they cannot feel me. It's like something I wanna balance, and reminding me how can I can actually give back my focus to what I want to do is to know my why, remember it, and embody by focusing on my self care, and also yeah, and the more I remove my gluten, yeah, that's one of my self care targets, is to wake up early at 6 a.m. because I want to dedicate time for meditation, which you have said. Have less to no sugar at all, because I was able to do this before. I have a lot of focus. And abs for Victoria 2.0, because as I was like going back here in Dubai, I was like able to eat once a day. Now here you need to eat 3 times a day. So I was like, I need to bring back that focus. And this is one of the things that I need, and which will improve my life. And yeah, I'm really having fun with what you have told me. And for the last times that we have been talking, I really am getting a lot of uh, wisdom from you. And just to give you a feedback on how you deliver this, it's so clear, it's on point, and you know what you're talking about, and you know your goal. So yeah, and also I can feel the intention of you just feel the need of people who wants to change, but then again, because out of focus are making them limited to what they can do as entrepreneurs, as you said, are meant to change the world, which also I believe, because we thought that spirituality should be so hard, but actually it's in the business form, because most of the people does not want to go into the business part because they think that it's hard. Yes, it is, because you need to embody spirituality in this. You need to go within, you need to know what you want, you need to go back from the source. Yeah, so yeah, thank you.
This is amazing. You know, like one of the reason I wanted to start training on focus is because most of the people have tools and control environments to be focused. You know, like most people, when I'm talking with them, they're like, oh yeah, I'm focused when I'm at my desk. There's nothing on my desk. There's no phone. There is no interruption, and I can be focused. And these people have created environment where there's nothing for themselves to live, and they just focus on when they just have a blank sheet and there's nothing else. And you actually are just being the right example here of like having your family around you that is just distracting you and taking your attention away. And you need to learn to have a better focus because, well, people who have kids, they need to be able to have like a divided attention. And I don't believe that having a divided attention is a bad thing. I do believe it's important. Like, for example, when I'm doing this presentation, I have a divided attention. I'm looking at you to see if you're still following. I'm looking at the presentation I'm doing. I'm thinking what I have to say, and I'm also being mindful of the time. So my attention is divided on different things. So I do believe that entrepreneurs need to learn how to have a divided attention. If I had a kid or a dog, I would have maybe some attention towards them, which is not the case. But I do believe that being able to have divided attention and knowing how to move your attention from one thing to the other is very important. And clearly, yeah, when we are in what we call the marketplace, that's where being focused and knowing how to move your attention is very important. You being with your family and having a different schedule, that's where you need to show the strength. That's where you need to show clarity with what you want and just go forward with that. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for the comments on my presentation. Do you have a specific question or specific need you want me to answer about all of that we've been seeing?
So far, like you mentioned about the sheet, right? It's like a sheet about the proper goal, or also a sheet like for your daily scheduling for a day, because that's actually how I have a problem with, putting things into calendar. And what calendar do you specifically use? Because I have a lot, I don't know which one to use to actually just limit into one calendar so I can manage it.
So I mean it's a spreadsheet like Excel, or like this is a Google Sheet because it's easier to share for me. And in this one, I use it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm inputting everything I've done. I'm inputting how much I eaten, how much I've meditated, what time I've woke up, how much time I've been working, how much sport I've been doing. Everything I've done in the day, I'm putting in there, really to track what I'm doing. It's not something to plan in advance.
I understand. But
It's
in
really,
case, do you have a specific calendar to actually plan your day or no?
no, I don't have a specific calendar for planning my day. What I do every morning, I mean, I'm not doing it anymore because it's really become automatic. But for a long time, I was asking myself, what are the 3 most important things I need to do today? And that's how I would do. I would ask myself what I need to do that is very important, and I would do that. And then I have like another spreadsheet for a content calendar, and I'm using spreadsheet to plan other things. But generally, I'm not a strategist or a planner, so I don't have like a very good tool for doing that. What I'm very good is about being focused and knowing what I have to do on a daily basis.
I love that, because that thing is, I'm asking that earlier this morning. It's like, are all people like know how to plan their day? What about those people who want spontaneous
Yeah,
like go with the flow
spontaneous.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you cannot invite things if you know how things would go as an outcome, so I want to leave a space for that. Like, what if it's better than what I expected? So the way that you have explained it to me is actually gonna work for me. Just make sure I have the 3 most important thing, and then the rest
yeah,
I just know what I want to do, and I
yeah.
have like a goal for it. I love that.
I mean, to me, really, the only reason why I plan thing, why I use calendars, is to be in contact with other people. If I do things just for myself, I don't need to have like a setup calendar. I don't need to have like, but as I'm making events, I'm making things that I'm sharing with other people, I need to have specific dates. When I'm making lives with guests, when I'm making these kind of events, I need to be able to say to people when it's going to happen, how much time it's going to take, because people need to come at the right time and the right place. That's the only reason why I'm planning things in my life. But then I've been living for a long time and managing some of my businesses in the past without having any planning or anything. I would just like get orders as they come, and I would deliver them, because before I was more into delivering products, and so I would just wait for people to order my products and then I would just send them over. which didn't need it for me to have any organization in the future. You know, like I would just manage my stock and know that every week I would need that much stock. So that is the thing. Well, if there is no more question, we can go to the hypnosis.
I love that.
Right. So the hypnosis today is really gonna be there to help you create a tool on how to be more focused during your days and how to take everything that could distract you and put it on the side for some time so you can have a clear path on what are the tasks that you want to do. And then when you have the time to reopen that box and take care of it, right? So what I want to say to people who are listening here and you, Vicky, is that you can sit up or lie down to relax. And then just know that it's going to be a pleasurable experience. You, Vicky, already had the experience of going to hypnosis with me. So you know that it's going to be fun and pleasurable and that you're going to be having a lot of things. One thing that is very important here is to pay attention, because the more we pay attention to what's happening, the more likely we are to transform and to have a beneficial outcome. And you will have beneficial outcome from this hypnosis, because hypnosis is something that works. It's something that is being used by many very successful people like Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey. These people have been using hypnosis because hypnosis enters directly inside of the subconscious and replaces the issues that we have with something more beneficial. So without further ado, I just want to invite you to check in within your body. How do you feel?
Great.
And take the time to really like land in that body. And I want to invite you, if you feel ready, to close your eyes. And as you're closing your eyes and internalizing more this experience, I want you to realize that in this moment, as you are sitting or lying down there, listening to my voice, there is no reason for you to stand up or to leave, because you decided that you had the time. So anything that might be worrying you, anything that might be feeling urgent to do, doesn't have to be in your mind right now. You can set it on the side and just acknowledge that you have some time for yourself, and you can focus on yourself and on the sound of my voice. In a moment, not quite yet, but in a moment, I will guide you towards your subconscious and enter into a deeper state of trance. But before we go into a deeper state of trance, we need to make clear of what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is entering in contact with deeper parts of yourself that are in control of your body. A control that is not conscious, as we call the subconscious. We're going to enter in contact with that part of you and transform some of the usual ways that you live. And one of the things that I want to say is that me, with my experience and with all the work I've done and with all the desire I have to help you have a better life, I will say suggestions and instructions that I believe to be the most beneficial to you. And if you believe that they're not beneficial, you have all the rights to refuse them and just bypass them. But as you find them beneficial, I'm inviting you to allow them to have an effect on you and to follow these instructions. Because the more you follow these instructions and the more you find them beneficial, the more beneficial they will be for you. And the more effect that it will have, the more results you will find in your life. And the more results you will find in your life, the more you will be engaging with activities that are beneficial to you. And so I hope that makes sense for you, because it does for myself. And it's because it does for myself that I'm doing this. I wouldn't in any way share with you things that I'm not doing or I never found beneficial. I'm actually only sharing with you the things that worked for me and transformed my life in ways I would never believe it could. And that's because it is transforming my life that I want yours to be transformed too. Because I've been to places where I needed transformation, and hypnosis is what brought me that transformation. But one thing that is more important than this transformation that we're going to have is the implementation that you're going to be following. Because the more you implement what you know to be good, the more good will happen in your life. So I hope that is clear for you. And that was the intention I'm setting here for this session. For this session to be powerful and helping you transform your life. To be the seeds from which the tree of success grows. And as the tree of success grows, you will have the possibility to reap the fruits and the benefits of that tree. So I want you to focus on your eyes and your eyes only. And more precisely, your eyelids. And just feel them to be very relaxed. To be so relaxed that you start feeling you don't want to open them. And as you feel that you don't want to open them, they get the permission to relax even more. And as they're relaxing even more, you realize that you can relax them so much until the point that they won't work anymore. Because they're so relaxed that it doesn't feel like it's possible to open them. It would feel like it would take a lot of effort to open them. And the more you relax them, the more you're getting the certainty that they won't open anymore. And as you're getting the certainty that they won't open anymore, you're starting to realize that you're getting ready to drift into a deeper state of trance. But just to make sure that it's working, I want you to open your eyes and take a good look. And once you've done so, you can close them again and feel yourself even more relaxed, allowing that sensation of relaxation to go down through all your body, from your eyes to your shoulders, to your back, your chest, your belly, your lower back, then your hips, your thighs, your calves, up to your toes. And as that feeling of relaxation has been going down from top to bottom, you start feeling it coming back, doubling down on that relaxation. From your toes to your knees, from your knees to your hips, from your hips going all the way through your spine to your neck, and from your neck spreading to your arms, and from your arms going clearly to your skull. And as you're feeling that relaxation taking over your whole body and your whole being, you're feeling even more relaxed, allowing yourself to feel a pleasant sensation that is getting you deeper, deeper into a state of trance. So deep that you start feeling so relaxed that you're even asking yourself if it's possible to be so relaxed. And as it's going even more relaxed than before, you're feeling like it's happening pretty well and pretty easily. You're sinking down into your subconscious, feeling yourself into a deeper state of trance, deeper than ever before, and faster than ever before. You're going down to a level of letting go you've never met before. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you want to go. And that it is working that way. As you are going deeper, deeper than ever before, better than ever before, you are drifting ever deeper to a level that you've always wanted to reach. A level to which you start feeling a sensation of fulfillment and pleasure. It's so good, it feels like you're not in your body anymore. And there, as you are, going even deeper, in a place where you're detached from everything from your life, where all your emotions, where all the activities that you do don't feel like they're connected to you anymore. It feels like you can have a bird's eye view on your life. It feels like you can look at your life and everything that's happening within your life as if you were someone else, giving you the ability to have an honest view on what's happening in your life, giving you the ability to have a more objective view on what's happening in your life. And as you are having this more objective view over your life, you're coming to many understandings. You're understanding what needs to change. And clearly getting the knowing on what you need to do in order to change it. But you know that you're not here today for that change. And you know that as you gain clarity on the change that you need to apply in your life, you will naturally do it. Because you have the objective knowing of the results that you will get by changing your life. Today, we're here for a different reason. We're here to observe the path that you're on and give you the ability to remove whatever feels like a distraction. And so you are seeing a path, a golden road on which there are some obstacles. Very simple events, things, and people who are derooting you from the goals that you want to reach. And you realize that the idea of focus is making that path a straight line without any obstacles. Yet you know that these obstacles are what making your days interesting. So you don't remove them. You just set them aside. And you feel yourself the ability to move the road on a different path. On a path on which all these objects will not be disturbing you. And those who are requiring more attention but can't be solved today, you just see yourself covering them and then putting them in a box, while they will be broken down into steps in that box. You will be able to take the actions and do whatever you need to move forward. And whenever all these things that needs your attention, that were too big to be taken care of at once, are being broken down in a box, you feel a sense of achievement by doing and moving forward on the road that you're on, giving you the possibility to do more. And as you've been achieving so many things and you feel that you're able to take care of these things in the boxes. Whenever you feel like it's right, you can open these boxes and realize that these things that were so difficult to solve are just now broken down into steps and actions that you can take. And clearly and simply, a list of things you can do to solve this problem is coming to your mind. And you will remember it. You don't even need to remember it because your body knows. And your body will lead you into doing and acting the way that is needed in order to transform yourself. And that is as simple as that. And so you feel yourself with a greater ease of action, able to do what needs to be done, able to move forward with ease. And that is right. And that is good. And that feels good. And as it is feeling good, you want to do more of it. More of these actions that leads you forward into your life, into your achievements. And as you're moving forward and further, you can see that new roadblocks are coming. New roadblocks that seems too difficult to take care of. And again, you just do the same thing. You cover them and put them into boxes. So the boxes breaks them down into actions. And these things that were impossible to do just again become way more simple to take care of. And now your brain and your whole being is being programmed in order that any time you find yourself facing something that seems impossible to do, you just break it down into different steps and actions that you know you can do. And once you break down all these things that are too big to do into steps and actions that you know you can do, things get easy. And the more things get easy, the more you can do them. And the more momentum and the more speed and the more stability you find in your life to doing all the things you want to do. And you realize that all you have to do to be successful in your life is to apply the same solution of breaking down all your problem into simple steps and actions. And as you have that key in your mind, as you know that to be successful is just a matter of breaking down all the problems that you have into small steps that you know you can do. Well, you just do those small steps and get further down the road. And you see yourself achieving more and more goals. And you see yourself happier and healthier. And that is all. You realize that the goals you wanted to reach are way easier to get once you have broken down all the problems into smaller, easier tasks to do. And whatever is removing you from your focus is just disappearing. You realize that what was distracting you before was just some noise that actually doesn't bother you anymore. It doesn't stress you anymore. It actually just becomes part of the environment. It actually just becomes the environment. And you are stronger than your environment because you created it. And so you feel a sense of peace, a sense of stability, a sense of strength, and your ability to move forward with ease. And that is good and that is right. And so now you can see yourself at the end of the day. You can see that a few people are gathering together, having a nice evening, sharing what they have done, sharing their achievements, sharing their win, and there is a celebration happening, a celebration for all the little wins, for all the little done things that have been done. And you are there celebrating with all of these people, getting yourself ready for another day of celebration, because each win, each step is there as a part of the celebration. So get to know yourself and get to know the goals you want to get, and get to know how to break down these goals into steps and reach them with ease and simplicity. And as this information is sinking down into your subconscious, as this information is rooting itself into the deepest part of your being, flourishing and nourishing you with new behaviors, you know that when you will come back, you will notice and you will feel the change. In fact, during the coming days, a series of events, a series of moments will happen, and you will have the clear knowing that this session here with me was working and was efficient, giving you the desire to do even more hypnosis and giving you the desire to be even more confident within yourself, within your own abilities. Because all we did is to just highlight your ability to be powerful. And as you have the certainty that the change is already occurring, that the evidence of that change will show up during the next coming days, you can take your time and slowly but surely, at the speed of your thoughts, come back to this moment and feel energized and a new person with new abilities.